Hey, what's up, YouTubers? How you doing on this nice, uh, gloomy day? I always kind of let you know what the weather doing in Cleveland, and it's gloomy, rainy, not heavy rain, at least not in Euclid, but it is a little bit of rain coming down, and the temperature is not hot. It got a chill in the air. It's it's chilly. I'm not gonna say cold, but it is chilly. So that's what's up. So my day starts out good. Starting out good, and I'm just relaxed and just kind of chilling. But we still get through the day. So today I'm talking about our trust with people. You know, um, I remember a time when I would have a certain vibe or feeling about police and the way I viewed them. I viewed them like superheroes because they always came to the rescue when they were called. So they would come and do their little 1-2 about asking the questions. I'm giggling because, you know, that's old lingo. I'm old school with it. But so they go through their little gears with asking what, when, and how, where, and who. And once all those questions were addressed and answered, I felt kind of good because then I knew they were going to do the next thing and apply action. you know. And see, back in the day, coming up in Cleveland Heights, at least for me, of course I faced racism. But it was some good officers out there. And they weren't always black. There are some good white people who don't see color. They address things based on the situation. So I appreciated that because that was very helpful in my upbringing. As I grew older, I grew to have a positive impact or a positive feeling about police officers, you understand, and about authority. And that taught me also to have respect. Once you are around that type of environment and you have a certain outlook on the authoritative figures, you tend to grow and gain knowledge by way of how to be, how to act. It matures you, it grows you up, it helps you. It's a good aid. It's a good learning aid to have respect for authority. And so I really appreciate having those encounters in a positive way. Now, being a knucklehead like I was, I did get into some trouble. You know, there were times when I would be speeding down the street. And see, my dad had a garage full of mini bikes for us, scooters, mopeds, you know. So it was a lot of instances where we would get caught going too fast. And, you know, at the time, as a young teenage boy, you know, a speed demon, if you will, you know, you don't ever want to be stopped, you know, because you're trying to look cool for your boys and go through all that whole experience. But what you're after is something that is not allowed on public streets. And so that's what I was up against. That was the equation. That was the life equation right there. And I was answering it wrong. Therefore, the police, the 5-0, whatever you want to call them, they were right there to stop me and do this to me. and let me know you can't do that. Now, thankfully, I never received a ticket, but I got plenty of warnings. So, and I don't want to say I got in trouble like all the time, you know, riding fast. But the few times I did have encounters with the police in Cleveland Heights over that, you know, I learned my lesson, you know. I learned my lesson. So I learned that, you know, trust, and now I'm going to refer to the Bible. You can look into the story of Isaiah in the passage of, in the book of Isaiah, 2nd chapter, 22nd verse. And so it's referring to having trust in any kind of relationship. There has to be trust established. If trust is not established and trust doesn't show up and presents itself, you can't have a relationship. I mean, because now if there's no trust and there's no relationship, what do you have? That you just kind of like dealing with another person. But without that trust also, there can't be any healthy conversation, because you never know what kind of person you're dealing with, who you're talking to. And hopefully you're not just out there talking, running your mouth to anybody. Put personal things out there so that they can hear your drama and then put it out there and it comes against you. So in Isaiah 22, the nations were at odds. And so you can look at the nations as if now in these times as two people, like as one person versus another person. You can look at it just like that, because that's how I see it. One person against another person, not having understanding, dealing with their own thoughts, which pushes me to one of my other favorite scriptures, Proverbs 3:5-7. Lean not to your own understanding. Because when you lean into your own understanding on one side and the opposite side got their own understanding, these understandings with no with no explanation that you agree on, well, you're looking at war. You're looking at a verbal war that can lead to physical war. So, leaning to your own understanding, also with no trust, that's a mess. That's a drama scene right there. So, when you're looking at that, like that, I hate to say it like that, but if there's no understanding, it's going to be entanglement, like you're verbally wrestling, trying to really hurt each other. So any relationship that is ongoing, in any relationship that is in need of some help, I would suggest, first of all, pull back and relax. Then try to find yourself taking steps, slow steps at that. What I mean by slow steps, I don't mean talking like a robot. But I mean, take your time and discuss the details of how you're feeling. And then express how what their suggestions are to you makes you feel. And then you do likewise to them. But you can't say these things at the same time, because that's arguing. That's the fight that leads to a physical fight. So, like I say, these two nations couldn't get their act together. And so they were at odds with each other. And so they found themselves at war. But also now, also in this particular passage, you will see that Isaiah 22 is also talking about who to have trust in, what type of man. See, when Isaiah says don't put your trust in man, he's not saying that in the literal sense. He's saying in the sense of don't put your trust in a foolish type man. And the kind of man you should trust is the man with integrity, the man with some wisdom up under his belt. And that's facts. The man who has integrity, you can trust him with your riches, your secrets. You can trust him with very valuable and precious items. That's the kind of individual you can run with and spend time with and gain knowledge from. So men like your pastors, youth leaders, counselors, teachers, those are the ones that hold wisdom in, or put it like this, they're expected to have integrity. Those type of individuals who work in law, we expect them to have integrity. Now, I'm not saying everyday people can't have integrity, because everyday people should have integrity. They should have integrity. Because everyday people are in all type of settings, but the greatest setting is they're in a human to human setting. Meaning, as a human, we deal with each other, and we should have integrity. We should have a level of integrity that suggests I'm going to act right. Even when you acting wrong, I'm going to act right. I'm not going to, act a knucklehead because you acting a knucklehead. So in other words, when you driving down the freeway, just got off work and want to get home fast, and watch this, and got to use the bathroom. A lot of times like that scenario right there will kind of put you on edge. But even when the driver next to you is driving like a nut, flips you the bird, you still are expected to have a level of integrity and self-composure. That's how I carry myself. I will be honest, there are times I slip. But most of the time, I will be honest enough to say, I roll like that. I have integrity. And I can keep myself together up under a lot of stressful situations on my day-to-day. From one place to the next, one setting to the next, even having to use the bathroom. So I hope that you guys out there in YouTube land have felt my vibe, as it relates to trust, So I hope that you're having integrity on your day-to-day. Okay, so before I close up, I want to ask that you guys support my videos. I think this is video 14 for me. I'm asking for you guys to support by liking, pressing the thumbs up, and subscribing. Now, subscribing doesn't mean you have to subscribe in a pay type of way. You don't have to pay money. It's free to subscribe. But if you want to be a paid subscriber, that's helpful too. I'll take it. I'll take all the help I can get. But just to become a free subscriber, that's support right there that I need. All right. So have a beautiful Saturday and take care.